Rabbit holes, rabbit holes, rabbit holes. Apparently, we've lost a member of the team down a rabbit hole. Here's the MC2 Tool Show.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Okay, you guys, there is a very strange thing happening right now where a young woman with absolutely zero professional qualifications has been inserted at the top of a charity organization that pulled in over $250 million last year. And the media is telling you that you have no right to know or to ask anything about her. The argument being made is that her husband was murdered. Therefore, she has a right to assume the position. Still have questions or concerns about who Erika Kirk is and why she seems to have lied many times on record? Well, you're Satan, and I'm sorry that you are.
Welcome to the MC2 Toll Show. I, of course, am your hardcore, fierce, and obviously sexy host that is never gross, MC2 Toll. Candace Owens is now starting this new series that's slinging all kinds of mud at Erika Kirk, and it's called Bride of Charlie. Now, as you know, Erika Kirk is the widow of Charlie Kirk, who was murdered in cold blood last September. And a lot of conspiracy theories have been popping up, including things alluding to Erika Kirk making deals with the Mossad, the IDF, and Benjamin Netanyahu himself to take out Charlie Kirk in order to rehome Turning Point USA. Let's kill the founder, take it over, put a figurehead there that seems like a prominent figure, and we can grift. And that's the thing that's being said about Erika Kirk. And the one who got that ball rolling is Candace Owens. Candace Owens apparently fell down a rabbit hole and emerged a fork-tongued reptilian creature, slithering and spewing what could probably be proven to be a blatant lie. Now, I'm not as savvy as most would be with this sort of stuff, but you scratch and dig, and you might find, I'm not saying you will, but you might find that Candace is now doing this for clicks, and you worry about this stuff behind the scenes, not up front, if it's supposed to be on your own side. I don't agree with every conservative pundit. I don't agree with every conservative politician. But I don't sit there saying that this one is this type of person, this one is that type of person. I don't go slinging mud for people who are supposedly on our side of the line. I talk about it amongst other conservatives behind the scenes. You straighten it out. It's like a teammate. You don't want to tell the other team that your teammates are assholes. You want to tell them what you think of them in the locker room, not out on the field where the other team could hear all this dissension in the ranks. And that's a unwritten rule that Candace has shattered and broken. And now she's doing this entire series to drag Erika Kirk through the mud. And they say, and she's telling you that you can't tell her to stop because she's a grieving widow. And Erika Kirk is a strong woman, and I don't think she had Charlie Kirk set up to be murdered in cold blood just so these other factions could just take over and corrupt and destroy Turning Point USA. Now, there are some things having to do with Israel that I may disagree with, but at the same time, I don't see every problem that everybody has on this earth stemming back to Israel. I have my personal experience with Orthodox Jews. A lot of them have a tendency to want the VIP treatment. And I actually put that to the test one day and said out loud on a subway platform once when I had the keys to the facility room, the employee's bathroom and things like that. And I recall while an Orthodox Jew was on the platform announcing out loud, I'm going to take this key and I'm going to go into this room that nobody else has the privilege to go into. You know, a couple of people chuckled or whatever, but the one person that was disturbed by it and perturbed by it was the Hasidic man. Now, it is what it is. It's I don't know why certain people are wired a certain way. I don't think it's anti-Semitic to say what I've experienced. But, you know, it just is what it is. Now, as far as people on higher levels that take that to a megalomaniac level and subvert the world, as I told you, it's not specifically Jews. There are certain members of the Illuminati that take on the Jewish faith or hijack the Jewish faith this way that they have that one extra cushion. And they have that one extra cushion so you can't call them on their Illuminati activities. And that's where that goes. Now, to say Erika Kirk is part of that, I don't see enough substantial evidence to prove that. I just don't. I think this Candace Owens is going down the rabbit hole with this. And she's pulling out different, minute, insignificant statistics that I don't think should raise any eyebrows. I don't think people should lose sleep over small statistics here and there about Erika Kirk's parents or Erika Kirk's past prior to her marriage. And Candace talks about a charity referring to Turning Point USA as a charity, saying that they just put her at the top just because her husband was killed. So what? What if they did? Anybody could run a charity. You tell somebody the ropes, you could give them a brief 10-minute tutorial, one-on-one tutorial of how a charity works, because the workings of each are a little bit different from one to another, and you give them the few pointers, give them the keys, and here you go. Anybody could do that. You could pull a homeless guy off the street, shower him down, put him in a nice suit, give him the keys to a charity. Anybody can start a charity. Anybody could be put in charge of a charity at any given time, and it's up to the discretion of the people running the charity. I always thought Turning Point was a right-leaning NGO, because you have other groups out there like Black Lives Matter. You have all those different Soros-funded organizations. And if something's not Soros-funded, that already is a step in the right direction. It just is. So I would not recommend watching the series. I couldn't even sit through 5 minutes of part 1 of this series, because it sounds like Candace is getting more and more delulu. And it's a shame. I liked Candace. I used to always post little sound bites of Candace Owens. Like when when older white ladies lecture on what's racist and what's not. And they ask her what her experience is in dealing with racism, and she goes, you know what my experience is? Being black in America. I have close to 30 years of that experience. And I thought that was pretty witty, pretty funny. You know, some of those sound bites, as I said, I posted online, and it seems like we've lost Candace. And I know I'm far enough under the radar where neither her or her biggest fans are going to catch on to this video or say anything about me. Maybe they'll have a few comments here and there, but what they won't find on me is the kind of dirt that could possibly be found on Candace and or the men in her life that are close to her, like her husband or people like that. I mean, I could tell you, sitting here, that there's some weird gender-bending thing about the man that Candace Owens married. And you scratch and dig enough, you'll find the receipts to prove it. It's not up to me to do that. That's like Kermit the Frog says, that's none of my business. But here we are, folks, here we are. We've lost Candace. And I think we may have also lost Tucker. We definitely lost Candace. I think we may have also lost Tucker Carlson. I could get into that also. Now, I might have been on Candace's side versus Ben Shapiro. I think Candace Owens had every right to criticize Nikki Haley. And again, Somebody else who broke the rules, Ben Shapiro, tells a whole crowd that she's disgusting. Had he not done that, and had he spoken with her behind the scenes or told the public, well, there are certain differences Candace and I have that need to be ironed out behind the scenes. If he would have done that, that would have been the professional thing to do. I found Ben Shapiro not professional when he did that. But on the upside, I did dig his rap collab with Tom McDonald. That was pretty cool. Pockets are fat like Lizzo. That was pretty cool. I think Tom may have ghostwritten that for him, but whatever. It's still pretty cool. The song is called Facts. But with that said, I think it's about time we wrap this episode of the MC Too Tall show up. So on to the I say, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. Be good.